Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Well, here it is, October 1st already. I'm ready to film my next project pan update. If you are new to my channel, hello, I'm so happy that you are here and joining me. If you don't know what a project pan is, this is just a project where we are trying to finish up our makeup or make good progress on makeup or just use our makeup. So this is just a project with a series of different goals to help me accomplish those things. And I do always use tags to help you find other people who are also doing similar projects if you're someone who likes to binge watch these types of projects, which I have definitely done many times. So I always like to start with empties, and I have a fantastic empty today. So I finished my foundation. This is the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body, the classic one, in the shade N3, and I am so thrilled that I finished this in September. It was my goal to finish this before the warm weather was gone. I just finished it a couple days ago, and here today we have like our first cool day. Like, I barely made my own little deadline that I gave for myself, and I'm very pleased. I do already have another of this. This was the wrong shade for me. Now I have the correct shade. I think this is probably my favorite skin tint of all time, so I had an enormous amount of fun using it up. And not only was it a goal hit in finishing this, but this is the second foundation I finished this year, which is the goal I give myself generally, to finish 2 foundations a year so that I don't keep old foundation sitting around in my collection. I am so thrilled I was able to hit that goal by October, which means now I have 3 months to just rotate through the rest of my collection. I've been really looking forward to that, just actually using everything instead of just focusing on one thing. I probably will have similar goals in the new year to finish 2 foundations again. So for the next 3 months, oh, it'll be so much fun to rotate through my collection. Second empty, I finished off my brow products. This is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I did try to use it today. I didn't realize how dried out it was. I ended up having to go in and finish with a brow pencil. So I'm gonna say that this is done. This is probably, I don't know, my 3rd one of these that I have finished up over the years. I like it. It's a decent little brow pomade or tinted brow gel. Always good to have another empty. Okay, so now let's go through the other products that I am still working on, and then we will also talk about products that I am refreshing. I do tend to do a seasonal refresh where I bring in products I only want to use for a few months at a time. This is one of those months. Very exciting. So anyway, products that I'm still working on. So my concealer is from e.l.f. This is the Flawless Brightening Concealer. This is the concealer with the little brush on the end, a little clicky pen. This is my second one of these that I've been finishing up, so I knew what to expect, that the progress each month would be very small. So there is my progress for the month. I do really want to finish this year, and I think I probably am going to be able to do that, even with that little tiny microscopic mark. The finishing spray I've been working on is this one from Scandinavia. This is one I have to weigh. I will put on the screen the weight difference that for this one, it still does, you know, it's still going. The eyeliner I've been working on is this discontinued one from Marc Jacobs. This is one of the highliners. This is the Matte Gel Eye Crayon in the shade Brownie. This is a product I've been very consistent in using, but I didn't have that big of a mark. So here's the difference from last month to this month. Not as much as the month before that, but still a difference. Looking at how much is left, I am very unlikely to be able to finish it by the end of the year, but I'm gonna still keep working on it and trying. I like to wear brown eyeliner pretty much every single day, so it's a very easy one for me to work on in this project. I'm very happy with the progress on my lip gloss. So this is from Beauty Pie. This is the Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil. This is where I was. The mark is kind of not showing up very good. Let me remark it. Okay, hopefully you can see that better. This is where it was when I rolled it in. This is where I am now. So I'm happy with that progress. And this progress is even not using this much. Like, this is one of those products I think if I actually focused, I could probably really finish it in just 1 month. I'm not going to try and rush through it, however. I'm really enjoying it, but I will definitely be able to finish this before the end of the year. And I've stated before that this is one of my favorite formulas I've ever tried. It's very much like a cushiony liquid lip balm type feel. It's really nice. This is the particular shade Nude Nectar. So I'm really enjoying this one. The lip liner I'm working on is from ColourPop in the shade Beeper. I was very hopeful that I would be able to get more of a use out of it this past month. I did go camping for about a week in which I did not wear any makeup, and I think that's impacting a little bit of, well, I know it's impacting my usage this month. So I still have like a little tiny mark to make for this. I was hoping that this month I would make a better mark, but not so. That is just a little bit that I was able to finish this past month. We'll see how it goes next month. Lip balm I rolled in when I made my new mark on it. I just had to laugh because holy moly. So this is from Glossier. This is one of the balm.coms. And this is where it was when I rolled it in, and that is all that I used, which is wild to me because I use it very consistently twice a day and that's how much. So that means that this is going to take an extremely long time to finish. You really get a lot of product in these, and these are really, really good. Definitely won't be able to finish this by the end of the year, but I'm going to keep working on it. We'll see how far I can get in the next few months. This little mini bronzer from Nudestix. Camping for a week really did impact my use on this. I only used this 6 times last month, which that's pretty low for me. I try to get at least 10 uses on this per month and more if possible. So that is how much is left, however. So I actually think that's not too bad. We're really getting down there. I admit I was kind of hoping to be done with this by the end of September. But here we are, but you know, I'm still pretty hopeful that I will be able to finish it by the end of the year. I just need to stop being so distracted with the rest of my collection, which is also what happened this past month. I was testing some bronzers and I was just, I don't know, I was having a lot of fun with other bronzers. So actually the fact that I did use this 6 times is still pretty good, actually. So anyway, the month of October, I need to knuckle down and see if I can finish off this little bronzer. I really do like this, so I don't want to make it sound like it is a chore. I am wearing it today. I think it's a very, very pretty bronzer. I just get into moods where I want to use something different every day, you know? Okay, so now we get to this seasonal products. So this highlighter from MAC, I've actually only had it in for 2 months because the one I rolled in initially at the beginning of the season, I hit pan on. I rolled this one in for the remainder of the season. So the past 2 months, I've used it 17 times. This past month was 9 of those times. This is how it is looking right now. And I'm gonna put up a picture so you can compare to how this looks compared to last month or to how when it looked when I first rolled it in. I think you can really see a difference that I've definitely actually made this look different, which makes me happy. That's not something you always see from me with highlighter. I didn't say what this was. This is Double Gleam, which I adore. I am wearing it today and I think it's so, so beautiful. I was so happy to roll this in to be able to get some more usage on it. I know I've stated this before. I'm gonna say it again though. I feel like each highlighter looks the best with a different brush. Like I just don't have one highlighter brush that I like to use with all the different highlighters. I like a very fluffy brush with this one. Something like this. It is really, really fluffy, not dense at all, and it creates the most beautiful glass-like shine with this particular highlighter. Whereas if I use something very dense like this, I feel like it looks like it's just sitting on top of the skin. No matter how much I buff it in, I don't really like it with a brush like this. So if you have a highlighter you're not really using, try a totally different style of brush. It might surprise you. Anyway, this is rolling out. I was very, very happy to work on it for the past 2 months. Blush I've had in for the past 3 months is this one from Natasha Denona. So this is the Puff Paint in the shade Darya. I am wearing it on the apples of my cheeks today. I love this blush, but the past couple of months I really had a hard time reaching for it. I was just wanting to reach for different shades, I feel. I kept it in the project because I wanted to get as many uses as I could. This past month, that only meant 3 uses. But over the past 3 months, I did have a combined total of 17 uses on this blush, which it's not amazing, but you know, it's 17 more than I would have if I didn't roll it in. I think that for the next 3 months, I'm gonna have a completely different strategy on blush usage, which I will get to that in a minute. We just have a couple more products to talk about. So lately I've been rolling in a lipstick of the month. This past month is the one that I'm wearing on my lips today. This is from MAC. This is the Powder Kiss lipstick in the shade Marrakesh-mere. And again, I only reached for this 3 times, which is so sad because it's such a pretty color. But there were a few times where I tried to reach for it, and there must be something in the undertone of this. It didn't always work with the look I was trying to go for, even if it was a warm look. It just didn't always work. So I did try to use it more than 3 times. And again, that's 3 times I probably wouldn't have used it. I sometimes have trouble to reach for my lipsticks, which is why I'm putting them in these projects. But even though I only use it a few times, I am going to roll it out and roll in a different focus lipstick for the month of October. One last product. So this is the hair product I'm trying to finish from Kenra. This is the glass spray. I will put on the screen the weight difference. This is still not empty. It's still going. I don't have much to say about it, but I'm continuing to use it. Okay, let's talk about roll-ins. So first of all, for the foundation, like I said, I have reached my goal for the year of using 2 foundations up. Now I want to rotate through my collection, which I'm very excited to do. So I'm not going to roll in a different foundation. As for the e.l.f. Wow Brow, I don't have a eyebrow product I want to roll in currently, so I'm going to roll something else in its place. I'm going to roll in a powder, which if you have watched my channel, you know that that is wild for me. I haven't worked on powders in my project pan for a really long time. I tend to be a very, very slow user of powder. However, this one from number 7, this is the Triple Action Finishing Powder in the shade Light. I have had it for years at this point, and I feel like maybe, just maybe, I might be able to hit pan on this. I've been using more powder lately. It's very strange. I've been kind of into it. So I figured I might as well lean into it while I'm using it to see if I can hit pan. And I realized that with the lighting, it's very difficult to see the dip that I have going there. I really like this powder, but it is getting quite old. I really need to work on it. So the goal for this is sometime in the next 3 months, I want to hit pan. That would be so amazing. The seasonal highlighter I'm going to roll in. It's time to roll in my NARS highlighter. I've rolled in my NARS highlighter, I think, every fall for the past 2 years. And last year I finally hit pan on it. So there's that happy looking little pan in there, but I'm gonna continue rolling it in again this year to see if I can expand that pan a little bit. I like to roll this one in the fall because it's one of my few highlighters that has a little bit more of a golden tone to it. This is the shade Fort de France, and it's not a true gold, but just in comparison to the rest of my collection, you know, it's a tiny bit more golden. This is definitely one of those highlighters that I feel like is so creamy once you get past the top layer. Now that I've kind of hit pan on it, I feel like the highlighter is at its best moment, its best beauty. So I'm excited to use this for the fall. This is not a super beaming highlighter. I mean, you can definitely build it up, but it's definitely more on the gentle side. So I feel like I can use more of it than, say, the Rare Beauty highlighter. But I haven't used this all year, so I'm looking forward to using it during the fall. Oh yes, I'm gonna tell you about my strategy for blushes. I mentioned in a video, I don't know, at some point last month, that I was in the mood to wear a different blush every day. And one of my subscribers commented like, you should do that. And I'm like, oh yes, that is what I want to do. So every day that I'm wearing blush, my goal, at least for the month of October, is just to wear a different blush every day. I'll probably update you in my Shop My Stash videos what all of those blushes end up being. So I'm not gonna put a blush in this particular project. Just know that I'm continuing to wear blush. It's probably my favorite part of my makeup routine. But again, I'm gonna lean in the direction that I am really feeling and just use a different one every day. See how many blushes I can use in a month. Okay, now as for the lipstick, I'm gonna roll in for my lipstick of the month. I decided to roll in this one from Merit. This is the Signature Lip Lightweight Lipstick in the shade Slip. Now, I really enjoy this formula, but this is one of those lipsticks that I have felt some guilt because I just don't use it that often. It's a particular shade that it really has to go with a particular lip liner for me or a specific makeup look. Like, this is not an everyday shade to me, but I just adore the formula. So I'm gonna try to make this work for me in the month of October. I feel like it's a great fall color. I mean, it's a nude. It could work any time of year, but for me, I feel like it's a good fall color. As always, the goal with the lipsticks when I roll them in is to try and use them 10 times. I have yet to hit that goal with a lipstick, but I'm gonna keep trying. All right, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for following along with my project pan. I really appreciate you, and thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. This is where I always like to talk about my tea of the day. Today I am drinking, and look at the package again real quick, Dian Hong Golden Snail Black Tea. And I've had this on my channel a lot before. This is a tea I've had in my stash for a couple of years at this point, and you're probably gonna see it a lot more on my channel because I need to finish this tea. It's starting to get just a little bit stale, which I'm just annoyed with myself for letting it get to this point. But anyway, it's called snail tea because of the way that it's rolled. This is a very pleasant tea. It's very smooth, doesn't have any bitterness. And to me, it has some very slight caramelized fruit notes in it. Like, it doesn't have any added flavor. But if you're someone who's like a connoisseur of black teas, you'll know that a lot of black teas have very different flavor profiles to me. That's what this one is, kind of caramelized fruit. And it's so good. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.